everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, and today I thought I would be doing books I don't want to read. Let's get going. Honestly, there's quite a lot of books I don't want to read just because they're way too popular, they're overhyped, and sometimes they just leave me disappointed. So, I often stay away from the hype because it will lead me to disappointment. And more than so, that actually has happened. So let's see what those books are. So I do have quite a lot, as you can tell, so we're just gonna quickly go through them and just like go over like a brief points, just because there's quite a lot of them. But the first one that will take always the spot is Fourth Ring. But like it's so stupidly popular. Like I just don't see the hype. I read the synopsis. Honestly, I could not get into the plot alone. So like I don't know what the hype is about. Like from all the reviews I had ever read, just to give an idea of what to expect in the book, I didn't seem too happy about it. So like, thank God I did not read the book, because man, those reviews were not happy. They were like, oh, like these act immature and they made some stupid decisions. The main character wasn't smart because like supposedly in the book it kept saying, oh, how smart she was, but she never actually shown how smart. There seemed to be a problem in many YA, like they just keep telling, oh, she's so smart, but then we actually never get to see her being smart. So, and yeah, like I refuse to read Fourth Ring. So, if I read Fourth Ring, I got dragged. So, yeah, no, I could do without. My next one is kind of funny because I already read it, but I don't want to continue. So it is A Court of Thorns and Roses series, trilogy, whatever it is, I don't care at this point. I read the first book, I hated it. I did give it 3 stars for some enjoyable moments, but I actually hated it. I didn't like the characters. Honestly, I thought they were toxic as hell. Yeah, I don't like Ren. I think that what his name was. He just way too moody, and I just didn't like him. He annoyed me. The main character, Fan, also annoyed me as well. So, like, I read these books a long time ago, so I'm trying to remember what actually happened. But I just remember it was annoying me so much, I should have stopped. But I only gave it 3 stars because there were some parts enjoyable. But yeah, I don't think I really liked the plot and all that stuff, so no thank you. My next book is, I believe it's called 5 Broken Blades. It's supposed to be like a fantasy, but ended up being a romantasy from what I can tell, and people didn't really like it. Honestly, I thought it was mismarketed because it ended up being a romantasy, which honestly I'm so tired of romantasy. Just give me a good fantasy, pure fantasy. But I refuse to read the book because honestly it sounds boring. So, yeah. And I don't know what this book is actually called. I think it's like I read in the library or something like that. Home in the library, something like that. But again, it's way too popular, overhyped, and honestly, I'm probably gonna be disappointed by it. So I have read popular books, and they have been disappointed. So yeah, no. My next one is The Spell Shop. The thing with cozy fantasy is that I'm not really interested in them, so I know I want to like it. Same with Legends of Latte, which is my next book, so I'm gonna combine those two. Honestly, I like cozy fantasy is just not my thing. I just don't like it. I like kind of like fast-paced kind of thing, fantasy. So I know I really like these books, but yeah, honestly, Spell Shop, Legends of Latte, way too overhyped. So who knows? I feel like I'm gonna start a war with his fans, but honestly, Brandon Sanderson's hero series, whatever you call him, book series, I don't know where to start. honestly, it confuses me, it frustrates me, and because of that, I just don't know what to start. So I just give it up on it. And so there's just way too many, and I don't even know like what is the actual order of every single trilogy or series, whatever he had written. So I don't know. And if you guys know, maybe I'll give it a shot and go from there, I guess. So yeah, it's just way too confusing to start with. I didn't even know what to start. Oh well. So the next one is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I read the first book, didn't like it too much, it was dragging on, and there was a whole bunch of terminology in the book that we didn't even know what half of them are. Like, he wrote some fancy gadget names, and he didn't really explain what they were, so like, what do we need to know what they mean? But I didn't really like the main character. I thought he was a little bit whiny, so. And he supposedly got better over the series, but I'm planning there's like a 7th book, 8th book coming out, something like that, but I don't know, I think that's way too long for a series, but I'm actually being a hypocrite right now because the series I'm working on has 7 books, but they actually make sense, so there's that. Like, I actually have to have 7 books, so I finally decided, but yeah, like honestly, it's just dragging on for far too long. My next one is probably the infamous Light Lock by Alex Aston. Yeah, people were not happy about it. Like, again, mismarketing, and it just seems so silly, and the names were also silly from what I can tell from the reviews. And honestly, people were just not happy about it. Like, the plot could have been better from what I hear, and the characters. And some of the descriptions are a lot left to be desired. Like, I remember reading a review, a specific one, and like, no joke, from what she read, that the description says the sun was just a yoki thing. I'm like, okay. I never heard anyone describe the sun as a yoki thing. I don't know. Where's the editor? I haven't a clue, so that's fine. So, next one is my Red Queen trilogy. I read the first book, hated it. I could not finish it. I think I only had 3 chapters, 7 chapters left, whatever, something like that. Because I remember stopping at chapter 20 of it. So it was a hot mess. I could not stand the characters. It was just so boring. I hated it. And supposedly there's just like a ripoff from A Throne of Glass or something like that. But yeah, no, thank you. I refuse to read the other series of this book. So, that's all for the games. And my next book is Cruel Prince. I believe she's the author of Cassandra Clare. I believe, and you'll know my feud with Cassandra Clare. I refuse to read anything that woman writes. I don't like her. I really don't. I think she's kind of a bad influence. Like, from what I can tell, like, she just writes toxic stuff. And yes, that goes along with Colin Hoover books. Again, she just writes toxic books. That's not my thing. I don't want to read that. And I just feel miserable at the end, so I just don't want to read anything about Cassandra Clare writes, and she has a lot of plagiarism against her. So, yes, just bye. My next book is Alaka 6, which also took the internet by the storm, I guess. So again, I don't think people were too happy about it, even though there's a lot of 5 stars. It kind of makes you wonder if all of them are real. Because there are some people who just makes 5 stars for the heck of it. So, are they real? Probably, but yeah. I don't know, like, it's just not my really trope. Like, if it's something similar to Babel, maybe, but honestly, forget about Atlas 6. It only sounds boring. And from what I can tell from the reviews, nothing seems to be ever explained, so yeah. Honestly, okay, I have to rant a little, I'm sorry, but I honestly feel cheated. Like, Olivia Blake used to be self-publisher before her book got taken by the storm. So I'm like, if it's really that easy to break, like why is it so hard for some of us self-published? Like, I honestly feel cheated. I really do. Like, if it's so easy to be that well known, why is it so hard for other people? I don't know, I just feel so cheated. So, whatever, but I like my journey, I like my slow process, I get to see its growth, and people like her, they don't get to see the growth, so I am happy of my 4 years of writing. So, that's that. Alright, I have already read this book, but if I can go back in time, I would have not picked it up, and that is Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I hated the story, nothing made sense. That honestly, having that interview wasn't really necessary, and I hated the ending. It could have been done better, but nope. And so, honestly, if I could go back in time, I would have not read that book. So, trust your instincts. And also, again, I'm gonna combine these two, Serpent and Dove, and Blood and Ash. From what I hear, there's just so many cliches and unmemorable characters, and the plot was not there. So, I just refuse to read those two because of that. Like, I want something to happen in books. Like, if it's just like 300 pages of nothing, forget it, bye. So, I refuse to read those two books because there's just no plot, and people didn't seem happy about it, and the characters seems dumb from what I can tell from the reviews, but I just don't read those books. So those are all the books I don't want to read. I'm sure many more will come, and all hope is lost. But anyways, let me know what books you don't want to read, and please like, comment, subscribe, so you'll be notified every time I post, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!